Rodney would say all kinds of things to protect his little stump pedophilias. Like I said, Rodney as a young teenager was very much into drugs and very much into cocaine and very much into basically red face and yelling at people. And also very much into basically sex and all kinds of other stuff, and pretty much was a part of the problem, as they say. If you can't be a part of the solution, you're a part of the problem. That was one of my lines, and somebody else's line. And basically, Rodney was just that, a part of the problem, pretty much, and not much more than a cocaine fiend and basically a piece of shit, pretty much. And he would say all kinds of things like, Brian is suffering from a rare form of amnesia. Not amnesia, I mean a rare form of dementia, where he thinks things are real, but they're actually not. Anyway, it's basically all lines that pretty much JFK, Nixon had basically prepared for people to say to me, to get him his whole career kicked off, might say. But like I say, pretty much lots of it. There's all kinds of stuff like them saying things. If you look at the Apollo moon mission tapes, they're just like a joke. It's basically Kennedy or JFK or their so-called glory kid basically saying all kinds of crap. Like I said, he named America or named the United States some weird name, basically, that it wasn't. And pretty much, they were nothing more than the USAF people who had found one of my depleted uranium LS-F-71 Blackbirds, and they crashed it, and then they didn't know what to do with it, so they cut it up and made body armor suits out of it. And they didn't know how to make depleted uranium or how to do much more than shoot people and kill people. And they killed a lot of Germans, they killed a lot of French, they killed a lot of unarmed civilians and a lot of scientists and a lot of other people trying to figure out something like where something was. Anyway, basically they were in Germany like in 1940, 1930 pretty much, and there's video of them basically shooting some Indian people, wearing these big masks that look like motorcycle gear with black shields, and basically you see them talking about now as the gear of the future when they finally figure it out. They've had it for over 100 years, and basically piece of shit Rodney Bradley, piece of shit Rick Bush, and a piece of shit a lot of other people basically pretty much were trying to kill my parents and thought that they could kill my parents, which were Germans. And actually I was just hanging out with some German people and a German family and a cute girl a long time ago, and that's when they kidnapped me and tied me to a chair and all that other stuff, and spent the rest of their lives, their meager, small existences, trying to deny who I was and trying to make people think that I was crazy or something. And basically they're going on the basis of there's more of them than there are of me. But the problem is, of course, like I say, I'm the creator to humanity and 12 other races and basically 800 galaxies, including the one that's about to hit us. Or come near us. And this one we're actually on. The whole thing. So anyway, I don't really care. And it's just like, I'm Lucifer Star. And that's my true chosen name, basically. And Rodney Bradley would scrape at basically things, trying to say to everyone else that, Rodney would say, oh yeah, I'm Brian's father, and he suffers from a rare form of dementia that he's had since he was a child, thinking that he's a president or something, and all that. I like to do it like Nixon would do it, basically. Or one of those people that pretended to be some great president. How's that? Did I pull it off? Basically, that's pretty much how you have to understand when Nixon and JFK was actually doing this stuff. They were pretty much really high on cocaine, and realistically, they couldn't really keep their minds straight, much less their hands or their bodies. So everything was just kind of exaggerated, and their eyes were like this because they were really trying to get the point across. They actually went to court like that. Anyway, yeah, like that. And then they would mentor Rodney on how to properly deal with a situation that is the Brian, which is actually LS, me, basically. Anyway, whoa, dude, you need to calm down on the drugs and stop doing that cocaine. Definitely lay off the LSD. LDS. LDS. Some became a little dyslexic too. LDS. They used to call LSD LDS too, and some other different names. Anyway, yeah, there's lots of stuff in the past that's just like, whoa, yeah, like Stomp basically walking on people with the board and all kinds of stuff. Anyway, Rodney Briley, Rick Bush, and there's a whole bunch of people that were really fucking nuts. And like I said, basically they just had the body armor suits, and pretty much they could drive around or drive into a town, kill one or two people, and then leave, pretty much. Or, and with some stingers or some missiles, they could actually shoot down helicopters and basically keep the fuzz off of them. Anyway, whatever. But anyway, yeah, Rodney Briley would basically spend his whole life trying to help out the Republicans and the Democrats, Richard Nixon, John McCain, and all those other people, thinking that they were the future or something like that, because they were giving him cocaine and other things. And basically, pretty much they just had the body suits that they, like I said, they went and they found my LSF-71 in a hangar after they had been there for like 500 years or 500,000 years or 1 billion years. It had been sitting inside a hangar and had cracked, flattened tires, and was the legendary LSF-71 Blackbird. I like it better when that one Irish guy or when English-Irish guy does it, because there's this one guy that he plays the really bad guy. He's always wearing the black suits, and he says the legendary LS, whatever. He does it this certain way, and he pulls it off perfectly. Like, oh god, the actors are so much better. People are so much better nowadays than they ever used to be. I mean, they capture the spirit of the essence and everything else, and they have that effect. The actors in Hollywood are much better nowadays than they ever were. But anyway, the legendary LSF-71 Blackbird aircraft, that is actually a spaceship that's capable of going to the moon and back and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, yeah, and so pretty much, basically I'm really the president, or I'm actually really Lucifer Starr, basically the creator of so many races and stuff like that, and pretty much, Rodney Briley and Rick Bush and the Stomp Group and lots of other people want to kill me before I was 9 or 10 years old, because of the fact that I am the person who built and owned and flew the LSFA spaceship that launched with the huge 747 wings that were made out of titanium or depleted uranium or something. Anyway, really cool spaceship. I love that thing. That thing was awesome. Like I said, it did fine until it hit the mountain. And then it stopped being round. It became an oval ship. And then from then on, it was the ALSFA rocket ship, which was oval with a design change. And at this point, we did a design change and made it to oval. The truth, we were just hiding they were playfully and nicely hiding the fact that basically upon landing, I was coming in too fast and hit a mountain, where it crushed the superstructure and actually made it oval. But we repaired it, and basically it was just oval from then on, and it became the ALSFA rocket ship, which was slightly ovaled and actually had much better aerodynamic re-entry characteristics. It would tend to do this kind of, it tend to grab more in the airstream or whatever. It was slightly ovaled. So anyway, so lots of interesting information. But I mean, it was basically made out of depleted uranium or titanium or something that was really old and really cool, and flew around for many, many years using its water and alcohol engines, which worked really well, and was very, very, very simple and easy to come up with fuel and all kinds of stuff for, and produced a lot of power, really. So anyway, my fault. I hit the mountain. Anyway, I think we might have done something to the mountain later on, and it was no longer a mountain because it offended me. Then they took down the mountain because it offended him, because it offended the creator, or something like that. They made up all these jokes. There's all these things that the crew made up. Like after the ALS, I mean the LSFA ship hit the mountain. They cut up the mountain because it offended the creator. The truth was we smelted it into steel and iron and stuff like that. I think we took out quite a bit of that mountain to where there was just the ship sitting there or something like that and built a launch pad around it or something. I don't really know what we did exactly on that planet. Anyway, though, but yeah, they made up all kinds of stories.